Hello and happy Tuesday. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Whether you come in live, whether you catch it on the replay, whether it's years from now and you happen across this channel, it's great to have you here. Let me get the sound check before I do any more intro stuff. Test, test, and check, check. Get the sound check. It's working great. All right, then. So, yep, welcome, everyone. This is Jay Balvale, here to bring you more of our current Class A study on the Hermetica. If you're new to this channel, if you just happen across it and end up liking it, then please be sure to hit a like, share, or subscribe. But either way, I appreciate you being here. Even if I know sometimes people will watch and like that's how I was when I first did YouTube for the first bit of YouTube and coming across different people on YouTube. um, where I would just kind of watch and not really engage with the channel. But then at a certain point, I said, it seems pretty beneficial to be a part of the chats, to be a part of the community, the discourse, the however you want to look at it. Okay, almost got it all pulled up, and then we'll be ready to rock. I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, whether it's fresh today on the Tuesday, whether it's in the future, or maybe somehow you're watching from the past. I don't really know how that would work, but also I don't claim to be an expert on time travel, so maybe you can let me know if that's how you're watching this. Mothra, welcome, says great book. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is a great book, huh, Mothra? Hope you're having a great day, and it's good to see you. Okay, let's get the music going. And then we can go ahead and pull our card for the day, see what the energy has to say. This is a great book. Mothra's right about that. Mothra knows about some great books. We've had those talks before, so I'm glad to have you here to join me for this. Welcome into those of you just coming in. All right then. Well, we'll just get right into a shuff today, a shuff and a pull. Partially because I want to kind of gauge just how fast maybe we can fly through because as I was saying yesterday, we should be able to move pretty quick, I think. And I guess I want to see just how quick. What if we end up finishing it like tomorrow? Get a lot today, a lot tomorrow, and then we're done. Well, you never know until you try, huh? And Mothra says some gems in this one for sure. Oh yeah, most definitely. Most definitely some gems in this one. But hey, if you really know how, you can find gems and some complete and total trash out here, that's for sure. I speak from experience. I've literally just had to sit through tons and tons of horrible content because there were a little bit of gems in there. Luckily, this book is not that way. This book is a lot of gems, but that's what we're up against out here in this online occult. We are up against a lot of nonsense. All right, then. Final shuffle, and then we'll do it. We'll pull it. That card. All right, let's see. I see something airy. I was wrong. That's okay. Nice. We're climbing up the tree from yesterday. So yesterday we had a 10 of coins, 10 of discs. So today we're looking at 9 of discs. Venus in Virgo. And you saw it on the tree of life. So we're headed up the tree into that subconscious realm, into that lunar realm. But from in there, we're finding some gain. So perhaps that's because those of you who joined me for the first part of this have been contemplating on that, it's been sitting in the subconscious and you've been contemplating on it, or maybe you haven't, but little by little the things will start working their way out as they do. Welcome to those of you coming in. The old what they say, those ahas, like you get a spark. That's kind of what this even looks like. Like there's a little bit of a spark on it. What else am I getting from this? What else am I getting from this? Astral component. I mean, that's kind of there too, but nah, I think more this is the way that this wisdom is being digested, whether it's slow and steady or whether already you found yourself benefiting from it. All right, then. Because again, Virgo, even though this one's Venus in Virgo, Virgo having that strong mercurial nature, that which is the same as Hermes. Perhaps in the way you're using it in your imagination, you're finding that inspiration. But I guess that's kind of the same thing as astral, huh? Some people will be out here really trying to sell you on the astral like it's something it's not. People talking about all kind of wild stuff out here. Well, let them. Okay, let's get right into it. Quick little pull, quick little read. That's our energy today. A 9 of discs. Chapter 3, the being of autumn. Autumn. Well, and as we've seen plenty of times already, the way that those cards will come back around into what we end up reading. So we can't know until we get to going, though. But I'm sure something will hit us. Okay, then. Chapter 3, the being of autumn. In this chapter, Hermes attempts to describe God, autumn. Although God cannot be defined with words, Hermes gives some clues for us to contemplate. Oh man, already. There you go. See what I tell you. God is oneness. Everything is a part of one supreme being. Like the number one, which is the source of all subsequent numbers, God is the source of all. Yet, just as when the number one is divided or multiplied by itself, it remains one, so God constantly remains the oneness. Because he unites everything, his nature is paradoxical. He is the creator who creates himself. He is always hidden from us, yet he is also the world around us. He has no particular name because all names refer to him. God is the supreme mind. He is everywhere and always. The human mind is an image of the supreme mind. Through the power of the imagination, it can roam the universe and be like God in all times and places. Wow, that card, that's how it goes. Hermes tells us that if we truly understood the extraordinary power of the human mind, we would then know the nature of God. Everything exists as an idea within the mind of God. He creates all things in the same way that our own minds create thoughts. Just as the nature of mind is to think, so the nature of God is to create. This is not something he did at the beginning of time. He is doing it continuously. God is constantly creating creation and will never stop. God is both the material objects around us and the immaterial thoughts in our minds. The world we see and sense is an illusion, however, compared to the great ideas which only exist in the mind. Above all are the ideas of goodness and beauty. These qualities belong to God alone. They can at best be found imperfectly in the material world, but exist in all their perfection in the immaterial world of the mind. They are so perfect that God is in love with them. God is in love with Himself. The being of Atum. Give me your whole awareness and concentrate your thoughts, for knowledge of Atum's being requires deep insight, which comes only as a gift of grace. It is like a plunging torrent of water whose swiftness outstrips any man who strives to follow it, leaving behind not only the hearer, but even the teacher himself. To conceive of Atum is difficult. To define him is impossible. The imperfect and impermanent cannot easily apprehend the eternally perfected. Atum is whole and constant. In himself he is motionless, yet he is self-moving. He is immaculate, incorruptible, and everlasting. He is the supreme absolute reality. He is filled with ideas which are imperceptible to the senses, and with all embracing knowledge. Atum is primal mind. He is too great to be called by the name Atum. Right, as soon as you start to name it, you start to degrade it. He is hidden, yet obvious everywhere. His being is known through thought alone, yet we see his form beyond before our eyes. He is bodiless, yet embodied in everything. There is nothing which he is not. He has no name, because all names are his name. He is the unity in all things, so we must know him by all names, and call everything Atum. He is the root and source of all. Everything has a source, except this source itself, which springs from nothing. Atum is complete like the number one, which remains itself, whether multiplied or divided, and yet generates all numbers. Atum is the whole which contains everything. He is one, not two. He is all, not many. The all is not many separate things, but the oneness that subsumes the parts. The all and the one are identical. You think that things are many when you view them as separate. But when you see they all hang on the one and flow from the one, you will realize they are united, linked together, and connected by a chain of being from the highest to the lowest, all subject to the will of Atum. The cosmos is one and the sun is one. The moon is one and the earth is one. Do you think there are many gods? That's absurd. God is one. Atum alone is the creator of all that is immortal and all that is mutable. If it seems incredible, just consider yourself. You see, speak, hear, touch, taste, walk, think, and breathe. It is not a different you who does these various things, but one being who does them all. To understand how Atum makes all things, consider a farmer sowing seeds. Here wheat, there barley, now planting a vine, then an apple tree. Just as the same man plants all these seeds, so Atum sows immortality in heaven and change on earth. Throughout the cosmos, he disseminates life and movement, the two great elements that comprise Atum and his creation, and so everything that is. Atum is called Father because he begets all things, and from his example, the wise hold begetting children the most sacred pursuit of human life. Atum works with nature within the laws of necessity, causing extinction and renewal, constantly creating creation to display his wisdom. Yet, the things that the eye can see are mere phantoms and illusions. Only those things invisible to the eye are real. Above all are the ideas of beauty and goodness. Just as the eye cannot see the being of Atum, so it cannot see these great ideas. They are attributes of Atum alone, and are inseparable from him. They are so perfectly without blemish that Atum himself is in love with them. There is nothing which Atum lacks, so nothing that he desires. There is nothing that Atum can lose, and so nothing can cause him grief. Atum is everything. Atum makes everything, and everything is part of Atum. Atum therefore makes himself. This is Atum's glory. He is all creative, and this creating is his very being. It is impossible for him to ever stop creating, for Atum can never cease to be. Atum is everywhere. Mind cannot be enclosed because everything exists within mind. Nothing is so quick and powerful. Just look at your own experience. Imagine yourself in any foreign land, and quick as your intention, you will be there. Think of the ocean, and there you are. You have not moved as things move, but you have traveled, nevertheless. Fly up into the heavens. You won't need wings. Nothing can obstruct you, not the burning heat of the sun or the swirling planets. Pass on to the limits of creation. Do you want to break out beyond the boundaries of the cosmos? For your mind, even that is possible. Can you sense what power you possess? If you can do all this, then what about your creator? Try and understand that Atum is mind. This is how he contains the cosmos. All things are thoughts which the creator thinks. Okay. See what I mean? That's pretty quick. So if we're averaging about 10 minutes for one of these chapters, then yeah, we could fly through this thing pretty quick. But then maybe we'll also just do some shorter streams for this one. I don't know. You know how it is. We just flow and go with the flow. Chapter 4, Contemplate Creation. In this chapter, Hermes teaches us how to see God by contemplating his creation. When we look at the world only with our physical eyes, God is nowhere to be seen. But if we look with our thoughts, we see with spiritual understanding. Suddenly, God is everywhere. In this ecstatic state, everything we see and touch is known to be a part of God. And we understand that God's whole purpose in creating the world was so that through it we could see Him. The cosmos is His body, and we can come to know Him by contemplating its extraordinary order and beauty. Hermes asks us to consider the constant revolutions of the stars in the night sky, the laws of fate, which he calls necessity, the goodness of everything that has happened and is happening. Could this all be so perfect without a supreme mind, which maintains such exquisite order? Could it all just be happening accidentally? He reminds us of the marvel of our own birth. Who created us in the womb, who perfectly crafted the individual details of our bodies. Statues and portraits don't just happen, they are sculpted and painted. Surely such a work of art, as beautiful and complex as our own physical forms, must be the work of a master craftsman. The modern view is that we are a creation of the laws of nature. Hermes would not disagree with this. He would simply ask, who decreed these laws? He is trying to return us to a childlike sense of awe in the face of the wonders of life. The world is a miracle, yet we take it for granted. If we take the time to reflect, it becomes obvious that we are surrounded by profound mysteries. The universe is a gigantic work of art, signed by an unknown master. Humble amazement is a prerequisite for coming to know God. All right, contemplate creation. Ask Atum to flash a ray of his illumination into your awareness, giving you the power to grasp in thought his sublime being. For the invisible may only be seen with thoughts, which are themselves invisible. If you can't see thoughts, do you expect to see Atum? Look with your mind, however, and he will appear to you, manifesting himself without reservation throughout the whole universe, so that you may see his image with your eyes and hold it with your two hands. Do you think Atum is invisible? Don't say that. Nothing is more visible than Atum. He created all things so that through them you could see him. This is Atum's great heart. That he manifests himself in everything. Everything can be known, including the insubstantial. Just as mind is known through thoughts, so Atum is known through his creation. Atum is the all encompassing author of entirety, weaving everything into the fabric of reality. Because creation is visible, we can see the Creator. And this is the purpose of his creation. Since he is always creating, he can always be seen. So we should think and marvel and realize that we are blessed with knowledge of our Father. To know Autumn's being, contemplate him in thought. To see him with your eyes, look at the exquisite order of the cosmos, the necessity which governs everything you perceive, the goodness of all that has been and that is coming to be. Look at matter filled full with life, and see Atum, pulsating with all he contains. Contemplate the cosmos as his ancient body, which is ever prime and new. See the planets circling in eternal time. See the spiritual fire of the heavens turn to light by the sun and shed his goodness upon the world. See the ever changing moon, which governs birth, growth, and decay. See the constellation of the Bear, which never rises or sets, but stays ever a fixed point, an axle around which the circle of the zodiac revolves. See the comets, which are called prophet stars. For when some future fate awaits the world, they emerge for a few days. From their invisible home below the circle of the sun, who is it that maintains such exquisite order? The sun is the greatest god in the heavens, a king to whom all the others pay homage. Yet this mighty god humbly submits to have smaller stars circle above him. Who is it that he obeys with awe? Each star travels its appointed range of space. Why don't all stars run the same course? Who is it who has assigned to each its place? The Bear revolves around herself, and carries around with her the whole cosmos. Who is it that appointed her this task? Who is it that fixed the earth, and confined the sea within its shores? Someone must be the maker and master of all this. It couldn't just happen. All order must be created. It is only that which is out of measure which is accidental. Yet even disorder is subject to the master, who has yet to impose order upon it. If only it were possible to grow wings and soar into the air, poised between heaven and earth, you would see the solid ground, the flowing rivers, the wandering air, the penetrating fire, the circling stars, and the encompassing heavens. What joy to see all this, borne along by the one impulse, to perceive the unmoved mover moving in all that moves. He who is hidden, manifest through all his works. Consider for a moment how you were created in the womb. Think of that skillful workmanship and look for the craftsman who made such a beautiful godlike image, who traced the circles of your eyes, who pierced your nostrils, ears, and mouth, who stretched your sinews and tied them fast, who built your bones and wrapped your flesh with skin, who separated your fingers and flattened your feet, who shaped your heart and hollowed your lungs, who made your beauty visible and concealed your guts within. How many crafts have been employed and how many works of art created to form one human being? Statues or portraits don't just happen without a sculptor or painter. Has such a sublime work no creator? Well, that's a great question to contemplate. How you doing today, huh? Did you wake up from your nap? All right then. Well, that does it for chapter 4. So let's move on to chapter 5, the living cosmos. In this chapter, Hermes succinctly outlines the essence of his philosophical ideas and paints the picture of the cosmos as a living being, teeming with life. In the beginning, there is unity. Unity separates into two fundamental forces, which, like the negative and positive poles of a battery, generate everything. Hermes describes them as light and life, which become mind and soul. We experience them as thoughts and feelings. The oneness of God is both light and life. These two forces are the parents of the mind of the cosmos. This was experienced by Hermes in his original mystical vision as the Word, which calmed the dark waters, the fundamental laws of nature which bring order to the chaos. The physical cosmos is a perfect reflection of this ordering principle, the mind of the cosmos. The mind of the cosmos, the Word, is in turn a reflection of God, just as a spoken word reflects the intention of its speaker. Since God is all goodness, the cosmos is therefore also good. Because the cosmos is made in the image of its creator, it too is an immortal living being. It is therefore impossible that any part of it can be dead. At its conception, it was filled with energy, which, as modern science has now proved, can neither be created or destroyed. Unlike the myriad forms that it passes through, energy itself is immortal. God is the source of this energy, which, through the laws of nature, creates life. The cosmic mind receives energy from God and gives it to all the things within the cosmos. Through this process, the cosmos is completely saturated with soul, the life force. Everything in it is alive. Nothing is dead, not even so called inanimate things. The cosmos is a great living being which in turn gives life to all the lesser beings it contains. It is the whole which nourishes its parts, like a parent caring for its children. All right. The living cosmos. The primal mind, which is life and light, being bisexual, gave birth to the mind of the cosmos. The primal mind is ever unmoving, eternal, and changeless, containing within it this cosmic mind, which is imperceptible to the senses. The cosmos, which sense perceives, is a copy and image of this eternal cosmic mind, like a reflection in a mirror. First of all, and without beginning, is Atum. Second is the cosmos, made in his likeness. As the cosmos is a second God, it is also an immortal being. And because everything in the cosmos is a part of the cosmos, it is impossible that any part of it should die. The cosmos is all life. From its first foundations, there has never existed a single thing which was not alive. There is not and has never been